This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being presented by the ICC Alumni Association, the Bank of Okolona, the ICC BSU, Choice Pond with locations in Tupelo and Fulton, Buddy Long and the Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, Food Giant, the ICC Foundation, your Etowah County Farm Bureau agent Joey Cox, Little Caesars, Renaissance Bank, Sonic, and the ICC Wesley Foundation.
Need money now? Get a Choice Pawn loan on things you already own, like guns, boats, campers, trailers, recreational vehicles, and just about everything else. Get a loan from Choice Pawn in Fulton and Tupelo. Get cash today. ChoicePawn.com.
Gotta be hoops and wings.
Nah, subs.
Wings all day.
How about a sub?
Dude, wings.
Nah.
Really?
Gotta have ice cold Coke.
I'll drink to that. Now that's how it's done.
Catching number 11.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We get set for Game 2 here. The Choice Pond pregame show. ICC wins the first game of the day by the final score of 6-3. Corey Childs was our Sonic star of the game. As the coaches are meeting there at home plate, we'll go ahead and talk about today's Coca-Cola starting lineups, and let's start with East Central. They'll go from top to bottom this way. Walters will be batting first, playing in left field. The third baseman will be McMahon. She'll be batting second. Batting third will be Beckham, the shortstop. The cleanup batter will be the DP, Oatman. Batting fifth will be the second baseman, Scott. Batting sixth, playing first base, will be Gartman. Catching, batting seventh will be Tegan Rimmel. Right fielder will be Johnson. Center fielder will be Parks to batting eighth and ninth. Pitching here in Game 2 will be Russo for East Central. She comes in with a 6-1 record, a 3.27 ERA. East Central fell to 14-5, 3-4 in conference play after the first loss there in Game 1. ICC, this will be their lineup here. Corey Childs will be leading the game off. She'll be playing in center field. Meg Sullivan will be in left field. She'll be batting second. Sam Conley will be catching, playing third. Mackenzie Piper will be in right field. She'll be batting in the number 4 spot. The DP will be Macy Cox. She'll be batting fifth. Shelby Newsom will be batting sixth. She'll be playing first base. Bailey Springfield, the Game 1 winner, will move to third base. She'll be batting second. Olivia Burns will be pitching. She'll be batting eighth. Madison Carnes will be batting ninth, playing second base. Your flex player will be the shortstop, Rachel Sternisha. And that is your Coca-Cola lineup here for the Indians. Let's take another break and hear a word from Coke. We'll be back with more right after this.
Gotta be hoops and wings.
Nah, subs.
Wings all day.
How about a sub?
Dude, wings.
Nah.
Really?
Gotta have ice cold Coke.
I'll drink to that. Now that's how it's done.
And welcome back as we're just moments away from that Renaissance Bank opening pitch here for Game 2. ICC and East Central. The Indians looking to pull off the sweep here in this top 15 clash. East Central trying to earn a split. We talked about it. This could be a big-time early conference game here before ICC and East Central when it comes to seeding later in the season. So it'll be the left fielder Walters leading things off here for East Central. Olivia Burns in the circle here for ICC. Sun continuing to set here in Fulton, and it is blistering up here. As that first pitch across at 4:35, the Renaissance Bank opening pitch called a strike here in Game 2. Renaissance Bank, understanding you, renaissancebank.com. Olivia Burns in the circle. That pitch in the dirt for a ball. 1-1 now goes the count here on Walters. Walters, McMahon, and Beckham all due up here to start the top of the first for East Central. That pitch coming outside, just couldn't quite get the corner called. And now 2-1 goes the count here on Walters. So a very interesting strike zone in the first game of the day. We'll try to establish where the zone will be here with the new umpire behind the plate in Game 2. That pitch high, 3-1 now goes the count. So Burns running into a little bit of trouble here to start the contest. 3-1 is the count here to Walters. Both these pitchers here in Game 2, 3+ ERAs as that pitch fouled back. And now the count goes full, 3-2. So 3-2 is the count here to Walters, the left fielder. She flashed a lot of leather in that first game. 3-2 pitch coming, lifted, and it's going to be caught over at third by Bailey Springfield. And that, I believe, is the first time today Walters has been retired by the Indians. So now up will be the third baseman, McMahon.
Now batting, number 7, Madeline McMahon.
Much like Walters, she played outstanding over there on the left side of the field. Showed bunt, pulled back, took that for a strike. She made some great plays, not only with her glove, but throwing out some runners, some speedy runners for the Indians in Game 1. Game 1 is an exciting game. You want to sit back and get ready for Game 2. This one expected to be equally as exciting. That pitch up a little. 1-1 now is the count here to McMahon, the third baseman. Well, the sun's setting here, and it is rough here in the ICC Foundation broadcast booth. Beautiful pitch right across for a strike. 1-2 now goes the count here on McMahon. Much better job in the second batter getting ahead of him. Here is Burns. See if Burns can go ahead and find that early Renaissance Bank strikeout here. Pitch coming inside, though. 2-2 now is the count. Some ICC fans not necessarily liking that pitch, but that pitch was up and inside for a ball. Good call by the home plate umpire that time. 2-2 now is the count. 2-2 pitch coming. Liner, second baseman gets it, throws it over. A little high on the throw, but a good stretch there by Newsom to get the put out. 4-3 for those of you that may be scoring at home. And now up with 2 outs will be the shortstop, Beckham.
Next up for the Lady Warriors, number 16, shortstop, Kayla Beckham.
So Beckham will dig in here, try to spark a 2-out rally here in the top of the first for East Central. A pop-up to third. So that pitch across for a strike, followed by a ground out to second. Those are your quick 2 outs here in the top of the first. 0-1 is the count here to Beckham, the shortstop. Burns in the circle. Delivers that one missing low. 1-1 now is the count here to Beckham. So Beckham is going to have to dig in here with a 1-1 count, 2 outs and nobody on. Top of the first of a scoreless contest. Oh, good looking pitch. And he does call it a strike. A late call that time, but I was going to say, man, how did he not call that one a strike? And he did. 1-2 is the count. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs and nobody on. Burns set to deliver. And not a bad miss that time by Olivia. See if you couldn't get her to chase one out of the zone after painting the corner of the plate on the last pitch. Couldn't quite get that one there. Evens the count now at 2-2 with 2 outs. Change up, hangs up, just a borderline pitch that time. That one just a little too upstairs, and now the count goes full. Nice job by Beckham being patient here to battle back and force the count to go full. We saw it a lot in the first game of the day. East Central really good at fouling pitches off and keeping at-bats alive. And that's what they did just there. As Springfield, she tossed a lot of pitches in Game 1, but gutted out a win to improve to 9-1 on the year, I believe. So that foul ball will stay at 3-2. 3-2 pitch coming, and lost her. So a walk there to Beckham. And so a 2-out walk. And now up is going to be the number 4 batter, Oakman.
Now batting, the designated hitter, number 21, Cassie Oakman.
Oakman, the DP here in Game 2. We'll dig in here. Takes a look at that first pitch across for a strike. So 0-1 is the count, 2 outs, and a runner on first here for East Central. The Warriors trying to spark a 2-out rally here in the top of the first, scoreless. Fastball. Had some zip on that one, just a bit too inside for the umpire's liking. As Burns just reached back in her hip pocket, put a little bit of extra on that one. So 1-1 now is the count here. Pitch on its way. That pitch hangs up high. 2-1 now. Goes the count here to Oberman. Runner at first. That's Beckham, the shortstop. She drew a full count walk after falling behind in the count 1-2. Oberman at the plate. Ground ball. Shortstop going to have to hurry. Throw across the way is in time. Nicely done by Rachel Sternisha to get the third out of the inning. Score that one 6-3 for those of you that may be scoring at home. So no runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left on base. We'll head to the bottom half of the inning after we hear a few words from our sponsors. Scoreless here in game 2 between ICC and East Central. Back with more right after this.
I could get the extra most bestest with the most cheese and the most pepperoni for $6. Or I could get a pizza with less toppings for more money.
Get the most cheese and most pepperoni for the nation's best price. Little Caesars large $6 extra most bestest.
Pizza, pizza.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being presented by the ICC Alumni Association, the Bank of Okolona, the ICC BSU, Choice Pond with locations in Tupelo and Fulton, Buddy Long and the Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, Food Giant, the ICC Foundation, your Etowah County Farm Bureau agent Joey Cox, Little Caesars, Renaissance Bank, Sonic, and the ICC Wesley Foundation. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get set for the bottom of the first inning. It's going to be Corey Childs, Meg Sullivan, and Samantha Conley due up here. Corey was our Sonic star of the game after going 3 for 3 with a walk, 2 stolen bases, and 2 runs scored. Stands in, takes that first pitch, high and inside for a ball. This is Russo. She is out of Houma, Louisiana, a sophomore pitcher/infielder. She went to Vanderbilt Catholic. Got some pretty good pop on that fastball she just saw there. That pitch just missing outside for a ball. 2-0 now is the count. Take a look at the Sonic stats on Russo. 6-1 on the year, 3.27 ERA. Almost a mirror image of Olivia Burns for ICC. That pitch missing low and outside, ball 3. Burns 7-2 on the year, 3.30 ERA. So quickly ahead in the count now is Corey Childs. 3-0 is the count. Corey awaiting the pitch. Takes it inside and taking the whole way that time. A strike is called, even though Corey kind of jumped back out of the way of the pitch. So 3-1 is the count now here to Childs. And that pitch right down Broadway. Nice job by Russo to come back and even up the count now. Force the count to go full at 3-2. So Childs will have to protect the plate here. The center fielder for ICC. And she gets walked. A borderline pitch not going the way of East Central in that one. And for the second straight game, Corey Childs will start the game with a walk. Now up is going to be Meg Sullivan, the left fielder. Saw former Lady Indian Mary Kansas Sullivan in between games at the game today, her and her dad. I believe Lindsay Richardson, former All-State second baseman. And along with Coco Dawson, Courtney Dawson, all at the ballpark today supporting the Indians. I'm sure there's some other former players I haven't come across yet this afternoon. That pitch low in the dirt for a ball. Pitch is a strike. Throw down, not in time, gets away, stolen base for Corey Childs. We talk about it, Corey quick as a hiccup. Gets that stolen base without any effort that time, and she moves into scoring position. So Corey moves into scoring position here. That pitch missing. I believe the count's 2-1 here on Sullivan. So Meg will dig in. Looks at that pitch low for a ball. 3-1 now. Goes the count here on Meg. For Indians, you don't mind getting some free passes here early on. Sullivan couldn't catch up with the fastball, swung on and missed. Now the count goes 3-2. Meg looked like she just pulled her head out of that one that time. A little bit of a gust of wind blowing out towards the bullpen in right field, so basically blowing from left field to right field. 3-2 is the count. Sullivan draws the walk. Back-to-back walks to start the contest here for Russo, and now up is going to be Sam Conley. So Conley will dig in with runners on first and second, and no outs.
Number 11, the catcher, Sam Conley.
So Conley will dig in, shows bunt, lays it down. Only one play, and that's going to be the first. A beautiful sacrifice bunt laid down there for Sam Conley. Score that one 1-3 on the putout to advance the runners. And of course, when we talk about those sacrifice bunts, we talk about the ultimate sacrifice paid for our sins. As we're reminded of by the ICC Baptist Student Union, they're actually on a mission trip during spring break out to Alaska. So we wish well to our ICC BSU members as they spread the word out there in Alaska during spring break on the mission trip there. Brother Chris Burrow's doing a great job with the ICC BSU. Now up is going to be Mackenzie Piper with runners on second and third. That pitch missing inside for a ball. There's one out in the inning here. ICC trying to do what they did in the first game. That was played a couple of runs in the bottom of the first to set the tone early. Piper did have a double in the first game and fouls that one off. Evens the count now at 1-1 with one out. Mackenzie playing in right field, batting in that number 4 spot. So Piper will dig in here with a 1-1 count and one out. Pitches inside, nearly hit Piper that time. And so that one missed her. And so now the count goes 2-1. Russo struggling a little bit with her location early on here. Needs to try to settle down here for the Warriors. That pitch missing high for a ball. 3-1 now is the count on Piper. So 3-1 count here on Piper. It's got to be something really good to swing out here for Mackenzie. And she does have the red light. Holds off on it. That pitch right down Broadway. A little bit on the inside part of the plate, but still a strike called. 3-2 is the count. Good job by Russo to battle back there and force the count to go full. 3-2 pitch coming. And Piper fouls it off, and we'll stay at 3-2. Well, the Indians, much like what East Central did in the first game of the day, forcing Russo to dig deep into her pitch count here early on. ICC fouling off some pitches. They've already earned 2 walks so far here in the first. There's one out. There's a line drive, fair ball down the third baseline. 1 run will score. 2 runs will score, and Piper will check up with a 2-run single over at first base, and ICC takes a 2-0 lead. Big time hit there for Piper. So we'll take a look at that on the Little Caesars replay. Just got it right past the first baseman, and ICC takes a 2-0 lead. Big time clutch hit there for Mackenzie Piper. So now up is going to be Macy Cox. Macy, the DP, batting in that 5 spot. Got Piper over at first. Pitch missing outside for a ball. Well, the strike zone has been extremely tight this afternoon for both teams, and it's caused them to throw a lot of pitches, and Russo has chunked a lot of them so far here in the first. Slow roller to second. Throw to first in time. Piper will step back on the bag at second base. Score that one 4-3 on the putout of Macy. And now it's going to be Shelby Newsom.
Next up, the Indians, number 22. First
So Newsom will dig in. 2-0 is the lead for the Indians. We're in the bottom of the first. 2 outs and a runner at second. That's Mackenzie Piper. Newsom takes a look at the first pitch. Missing inside for a ball. Indians got 2 runs in the bottom of the first in game 1. Carbon copy of that here in game 2. Would like to see if we can get Mackenzie to find her way home here in the bottom of the part of the inning with 2 outs. Newsom takes a look at that one. That pitch falling off the table just a bit too soon. And now the count goes 2-0 here on Shelby Newsom. So the 2-0 pitch to Newsom. Looks at that one and it misses low. 3-0 now is the count here, and Newsom quickly ahead in the count. 3-0 as Newsom calls for time. That pitch missing high, and Shelby will draw the 3rd walk of the inning here. And so Russo, a little tough go at it to start the contest here for East Central. Don't see anybody getting loose for East Central in the bullpen. And now up is going to be Bailey Springfield, the game 1 winner here, trying to keep this inning alive. That pitch missing low for a ball. That is, I believe, 5 straight balls pitched by Russo. Runners on first and second with 2 outs. 2-0 ICC, bottom of the first, game 2. Springfield takes that pitch. Wow. That pitch high for a strike. Bailey would have had to have jumped for that one to be in the strike zone. I guess he just got tired of not calling strikes. Springfield fouls that one off. And now 1-2 goes the count here on Bailey. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners on first and second here for the Indians. ICC trying to spark a 2-out rally here in the bottom of the first to see if they can push across some more runs. They lead it 2-0 here in game 2. Springfield listens to that pitch inside. Nicely done behind the plate that time by Rimmel to quickly get behind that one and keep it in front of her and keep the runners at first and second. So the 2-2 pitch coming. Slow ground ball, foul ball, and we'll do it all over again. So the Indians, as I said, making Russo throw a lot of pitches here in the bottom of the first inning, much like what East Central did throughout the contest with Springfield. And Bailey hits one, third baseman gets it, throws it across the way for the putout. 5-3 to end the inning. The Indians get 2 runs on 1 hit, no error, and 2 left on base. We've played 1. ICC leads it 2-0. We'll take a break and hear a few words from our sponsors and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com. This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being presented by the ICC Alumni Association, the Bank of Okolona, the ICC BSU, Choice Pond with locations in Tupelo and Fulton, Buddy Long and the Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, Food Giant, the ICC Foundation, your Etowah County Farm Bureau agent Joey Cox, Little Caesars, Renaissance Bank, Sonic, and the ICC Wesley Foundation.
Need money now? Get a choice pawn loan on things you already own, like guns, boats, campers, trailers, recreational vehicles, and just about everything else. Get a loan from Choice Pawn in Fulton and Tupelo. Get cash today. ChoicePawn.com.
At Food Giant, serving you is our #1 priority. We offer the freshest produce, highest quality meats, tasty baked goods, and the best meats and cheeses in our deli department. At Food Giant, you'll always find a staff member eager to help you find exactly what you need. Freshness, variety, value. Shop Food Giant today with several locations in North Mississippi.
And welcome back now as we head to the top of the second inning. ICC plays 2 runs in the bottom half of the first to take a 2-0 lead. If you're just now joining us, ICC picked up a 6-3 win in Game 1. It's a little bit of dramatics there in the top of the 7th as East Central loaded the bases. And Bailey Springfield got her 3rd Renaissance Bank strikeout of the game to get the win, as ICC improved to 16-3, 7-0 in conference play, and East Central fell to 14-5, 3-4 inside conference play. That first pitch high for a ball. Good crowd out here enjoying a nice day for softball. Remind you that tomorrow's doubleheader at Bevel State has been postponed. As that pitch across for a strike. Some rain's expected to move through the area later this evening into the early morning hours. Expected to be a little heavy, so they just went ahead and decided to go ahead and postpone that one. ICC's next game will be Monday against Des Moines, Iowa, the number 2 team in the country. That pitch across for a strike. 1-2 is the count. Des Moines making a little bit of a southern swing. They'll stop here in Fulton, then go down to Jones and play a few games down there as well in a round robin. Change up that floated just a bit too high. 2-2 now is the count. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs as we're starting the top of the second here. This is Scott, the second baseman, at the plate. Swings on that one, ground ball to Sternisha over at short. And back-to-back putouts now for Rachel. She just went down to a knee, made sure she fielded that one, got it, and the putout for out number 1. Now up is going to be Gartman, the first baseman.
Number 25, Allie Gartman.
Well, you don't want to throw anything high to Gartman here. Last time she saw a high pitch, it was a no-doubter as she parked it out there in left center for a solo home run to start the top of the 7th. That's what made things interesting. But ICC was able to hang on for the 6-3 win. That change up, and it flirted with a high pitch. Missed for a ball. Gartman also had a single. She went 2 for 3 on the afternoon. There's a ground ball. Springfield finds it over at third. Strong throw over, gets the putout, and quickly 2 outs now here for East Central. 5-3 for those of you who are scoring at home, and now up is going to be the catcher, Tegan Rimmel.
Next up for the Lady Warrior, catcher number 24, Tegan Rimmel.
So Tegan will dig in here with 2 outs and nobody on. We're in the top of the second. ICC with a 2-0 lead here. Indians would like to see a quick inning. And they're going to get it. Ground ball right back to the pitcher. Throw over in time for the putout. 1-3. Rimmel is retired. Well, a big inning there for ICC. As I said, they wanted to try to get a quick inning that time because Russo threw a lot of pitches in the top of the first. So it didn't give her much of a chance to catch much of a break as she will come back onto the field here to start the second. We're going to take a break and hear a few words from our sponsors. Let's hear from Sonic, as we'll be back with the bottom of the second. Due up for the Indians will be Burns, Carnes, and Childs in the bottom of the second. Back with more right after this.
Quarter-pound junior double cheeseburger with crispy golden tots for just $2.99.
Makes me kind of want to do a double take.
Double the beef.
Double the cheese.
Double the smiles.
Oh, yeah.
For a limited time, get a quarter-pound junior double cheeseburger and tots for just $2.99. This is how you Sonic. The new extra most bestest pizza from Little Caesars is topped with the most cheese and the most pepperoni for the nation's best price. And now for a secret message. Surrender to the toppings. Incredible! Extra most bestest, the most cheese and most pepperoni for just $6.
Pizza, pizza.
Gotta be hoops and wings.
Nah, subs.
Wings all day.
How about a sub?
Dude, wings.
Nah.
Really?
Gotta have ice cold Coke.
I'll drink to that. Now that's how it's done.
And welcome back now as we move to the the bottom of the second inning. ICC leads it 2-0. Corey Childs and Meg Sullivan both grabbed a couple of walks to start the bottom of the first. They both scored on a single by Piper, and that's your Sonic scoring update here as we get set for the bottom of the second. It'll be Olivia Burns, Madison Carnes, and Corey Childs all due up here for the Indians.
Number 3, Olivia Burns.
So Olivia Burns takes that first pitch across for a strike. Olivia played third base in Game 1, getting the start inside the circle here in Game 2. That pitch in the dirt. Even the count now at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, no outs as we're starting the bottom of the second. Game 2 between ICC and East Central, this top 15 clash. Ground ball, third baseman comes up, grabs it, plenty of time, throws it over for the putout of Burns. 5-3, back-to-back outs now recorded over at third base. Now up is going to be Madison Carnes, the second baseman, batting in that number 9 spot.
Number 4, Madison Carnes.
So Madison Carnes will dig in here for the Indians. She's playing second base and takes that first pitch high for a ball. Madison was 2 for 3 with a pair of singles and a run scored in the first game. Trying to spark the bats here for the Indians. As that pitch a little inside but called a strike. Even with the count now at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, nobody on. We're in the bottom of the second inning. ICC with a 2-0 lead. Fouled back, 1-2 now. Goes the count here on Carnes. Carnes and then Childs is on deck for the Indians. Waiting the pitch here. Swung on and miss. Ball got away. They're going to have to throw it down to first, and they do so. So a strikeout, 2-3 on the putout, and 2 away, and this is going to be Corey Childs.
Now batting, the leadoff hitter, number 7, Corey.
And so Corey Childs will come to the plate here for the Indians. She walked, stole a base, scored a run, part of that 2-run single by Mackenzie Piper in the bottom of the first. Beautiful pitch there. Across for a strike to Childs. Well, you can tell by the way the shadows are stretching across the infield. The sun continues to sit here in Fulton. As Carnes takes a look at that when you see the sun sitting out there in right field. Makes things a little bit difficult for the home stands and the broadcast booth up here. I'm just looking at the screen trying to call the game this way. Slow roller, back to the pitcher. Got just enough roll forward to get the putout. And so after the Indians get a 1-3 inning in the top part, East Central returns serve in the bottom half. ICC goes 3 up, 3 down. No runs, no hits, no errors. We've played 2. ICC leads it 2-0. We're going to take a break and hear a few words from our sponsors and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
When I think of potential, I think of a matchstick. When a matchstick reaches its potential, it releases a flame that ignites everything around it. 2018 brings new potential for you and your life at Itawamba Community College, where you are each empowered to do great things. You can be better, accomplish more, and live a life that is above the bar. Your potential is here.
Today, you are connected more than ever. Your friends, your family, your life. Having a partner that understands banking is what you do on your time, anywhere you like. It's about being connected, which is easy with convenient locations in your community. Understanding that sometimes you need to speak to real people with real answers. Banking partners with the services you desire, who understand how you want to bank. Renaissance Bank, understanding you.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get set for the top of the third inning. ICC leading East Central 2-0 here in Game 2. It'll be the 8-9-1 batters due up here for East Central. It'll be Johnson, Parks, and Walters due up. For just now joining us, ICC picked up a 6-3 win in the first game of the day. And this will be the right fielder, Johnson, to lead things off here for East Central. So, Burns throws that first pitch across for a strike. Wind has been pretty calm, but you start hearing it blow a little bit here. For the most part, it's been blowing basically from left center to right field, occasionally blowing into the park. Change up, and it was a beauty. Just a bit too high for the umpire's liking. 1-1 now goes the count. So 1-1 is the count. That pitch just missing low and outside. 2-1 now goes the count here. On Johnson, 2 balls, 1 strike. So Burns will toe the rubber. And that pitch, they're going to say, did she go? Yes, she did. 2-2 now is the count here on Johnson. Leading off the top of the third, Johnson with a 2-2 count, no outs. Burns pitch coming. Grounder, second baseman, makes the diving stop. Throw over, not in time though. Ball got away. Good job by Conley. Backing up, and they're going to say she was safe. She missed her with the tag, but she did commit going to second. And Coach Kirk's going to come out and argue this one. Now, the tag was not there. And he may appeal to home plate. Because she did turn after she saw the ball got loose. And Coach Kirk is pleading his case here. Now, there's no doubt she committed to second, because when she saw the ball get away from the first baseman, she took a step towards second base. Now, the fact that she wasn't tagged before getting back to first, and Coach Kirk still pleading his case here to the infield umpire. Now, you can tell by the reaction of the infield umpire right now, he's not hearing anything on this. That's been the second time the Indians have missed out on a tough call. The umpire finally just said, okay, I hear you, Coach, and Coach Kirk's going to head back to the dugout. But there's no doubt she committed going to second, but there was really did not tag her, so in the grand scheme of things, the right call was made. So that's going to be a single for Johnson. Tough play, good play over there at second by Madison Carnes. So runner on first with no outs. Bunts laid down. Springfield gets it, throws it over in time for the putout of Parks. A sacrifice bunt. 5-4 on the putout, as it was the second baseman covering first, Carnes. And of course, when we talk about that sacrifice bunt, we talk about the ICC Baptist Student Union, reminding us of the ultimate sacrifice paid for our sins. That's the ICC BSU, Brother Chris Burrows and company. They're actually on a mission trip to Alaska during spring break. Follow them on Twitter at ICC BSU. Pitch hangs up high for a ball. Runner at second, there's 1 out. ICC with a 2-0 lead. Back to the top of the lineup here in Walters. Walters was a tough out in the first game of the day. That pitch missing. 2-0 now is the count here on Walters. She just hit a little nubber up to the third baseman Springfield in her first at bat. First time she was actually retired on the day. This pitch popped back and out of play. 2-1 now goes the count here on Walters. So 2-0 is the count. This pitch lifted. Sullivan drifts back, squeezes it for the putout. Not deep enough to get the tag as they relay it in, and now there's out number 2. Second time Walters has been retired this afternoon. If you're just now joining us, the score of Game 1, ICC wins it 6-3. Trying to get the sweep of East Central here this afternoon in Fulton.
Third baseman Madeline McMahon.
And now up is going to be the third baseman, McMahon, for East Central. Runner at second. That's Johnson. She reached on a single, advanced on a sacrifice bunt. McMahon takes that first pitch across for a strike. "2-0 is your score now. We're in the top of the third. 2 outs and a runner on second. That pitch paints the corner for a strike, and quickly ahead in the count now is Olivia Burns. 0-2 now is the count to McMahon. So Burns will come in trying to get out of this inning with no damage done. Pitch coming. Set up on the outside that time. Get her to go fishing this evening in Fulton. As 1-2 now goes the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and a runner on second for East Central. There's strike 3, looking at it. And Olivia Burns gets her first Renaissance Bank strikeout of the day, and it was a beauty. Indians get out of the inning. No runs, no hits. Or excuse me, no runs, 1 hit. No errors, 1 left on base. We'll take a break and come back with the bottom half of the third inning. Were to be Sullivan, Conley, and Piper due up for the Indians. They lead it 2-0 here in Game 2 over East Central.
I could get the extra most bestest with the most cheese and the most pepperoni for $6. Or I could get a pizza with less toppings for more money.
Get the most cheese and most pepperoni for the nation's best price. Little Caesars large $6 extra most bestest.
Pizza.
Need money now? Get a Choice Pawn loan on things you already own, like guns, boats, campers, trailers, recreational vehicles, and just about everything else. Get a loan from Choice Pawn in Fulton and Tupelo. Get cash today. ChoicePawn.com.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get set here for the bottom of the third inning. ICC with a 2-0 lead would love to pick up some of those insurance runs. Of course, when we talk about those insurance runs, we talk about your State Farm, or excuse me, your Farm Bureau insurance agent, Joey Cox. For all your insurance needs, give Joey a call or stop by and see him there on South Adams Street. Meg Sullivan swings on the first pitch she sees, a ground ball to second, easy toss over. 1 pitch, 1 out, as Sullivan is retired. Now up is going to be Samantha Conley. Sam had a sacrifice bunt in her first at-bat.
Now ready, the catcher, number 11, Sam Conley.
Is that pitch across for a strike? That first pitch across for a strike. That one missing for a ball. 1-1 now is the count here to Conley. Conley, roller to short, going to have to hurry. The throw is high and gets away. Conley will advance to second. I'm going to call that a single advance on the throw for Samantha Conley, as it was deep in the hole that time. So now the Indians have a runner in scoring position. Here comes Mackenzie Piper, another RBI opportunity here for Piper. She drove in 2 runs in her last at-bat. nice to see a carbon copy of that here. She can push across one more. Piper takes that first pitch inside for a ball. So, yeah, I'm calling that hit for Conley, and then she was able to advance on the throw as she had beat the throw as it was deep in the hole. A tough play by the shortstop, have to reach across her body to get it. As that pitch inside, called a strike though. 1-1 now is the count here to Piper. Mackenzie Piper out of Pell City, Alabama. If you've ever gone from Birmingham to Atlanta, you drove right through Pell City. As she takes a look at that one, and it's inside and low. 2-1 now is the count here on Piper. Piper batting in that 4 spot, playing in right field here in game 2. ICC leads it 2-0. Hard hit ground ball, and it's going to get through. Second hit of the game for Piper. And it was a big one there for Mackenzie. She was able to sneak that one through the shortstop and third baseman. And now up is going to be Macy Cox. So Macy will dig in here. Indians with 1 out, runners on the corners. You've got Samantha Conley over at third, Mackenzie Piper at first. Macy will dig in. Throw down to second. Actually, probably been an ideal pitch to, or throw to run on. As they cut it off, the ball popped up and got away. But that's going to be a stolen base there for Piper. Basically a free pass is what that was, as they were going to try to see if they could catch the runner going from third. But now runners at second and third here for the Indians. That pitch paints the corner. 0-2 now is the count here to Macy Cox, the DP. She grounded out to second in her first at bat. Got to protect the plate here if you're Macy. Ground ball, third baseman has it, looks the runner back to third. Throw over to first in time for the putout. Out number 2, 5-3 for those of you scoring at home. So now up is going to be Shelby Newsome. Newsome reached on a walk in her first at bat. Looking for a 2-out hit here with runners in scoring position. Shelby's got some pop in her bat. Swings on the first pitch she saw though. And right back to the pitcher, 1-3 on the putout. Got to be more patient if you're Newsome at that at bat. As she got a good pitch to swing on, but sometimes you just got to let them go. So Indians leave 2 stranded. They get no runs on 2 hits, 1 error, and 2 left on base. We'll head to the top of the 4th, but we'll take a break and hear a word from our sponsors and be back with more right after this. This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being presented by the ICC Alumni Association, the Bank of Okolona, the ICC BSU, Choice Pond with locations in Tupelo and Fulton, Buddy Long and the Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, Food Giant, the ICC Foundation, your Etowah County Farm Bureau agent Joey Cox, Little Caesars, Renaissance Bank, Sonic, and the ICC Wesley Foundation.
I love these soft pretzel twists.
They're so soft and salty, I like to sample them. That was a tongue twister!
Here's another one. Peter Piper picked a pack of perfect pretzels.
Hold up. Your last name is Piper?
Try a new warm and buttery soft pretzel twist with the Sonic Fruit Fizz. This is how you Sonic.
And welcome back now as we head to the top of the 4th inning. ICC with a 2-0 lead here over East Central. For East Central, it'll be the heart of the lineup. The 3-4-5 batters due up. Beckham, Obman, and Scott all due up. Beckham drew a walk back in the first inning. Was left stranded. And that's been one of 2 base runners this afternoon for East Central. The other one was Johnson back in the third. She singled, advanced on a sacrifice bunt, but was left stranded in scoring position.
For the Lady Warriors, number 16, Kayla Beckham.
So Beckham will dig in here for East Central. We'll try to give you your defensive lineup here for the Indians, presented by Coke at some point in this inning. First pitch, as Beckham dived out of the way, thinking it was coming inside. rotated over and fell in the strike zone for a strike. Olivia Burns set to deliver the pitch. Change up, and it's a beauty for a strike. Olivia Burns in the circle. Behind the plate, Samantha Conley. Third base, Bailey Springfield. Shortstop, Rachel Sternisha. Second baseman, Madison Carnes. And over at first is Shelby Newsom. We'll give you the outfield after this pitch. That pitch high for a ball. In the outfield and left field is Meg Sullivan, center fielder. That's Corey Childs, and out in right field is Mackenzie Piper. That is your Coca-Cola defensive lineup here in the top of the fourth for the Indians. So the 1-2 pitch coming. And it's missing outside. Not a bad spot to miss if you couldn't get her to chase one. 2-2 now. Goes the count here on Beckham. So we said Beckham walked in her first at bat. Fouls that one off, and we'll stay at 2-2. It's one thing East Central did a really good job of in the first game, and it showed late as Springfield started to tire a little bit. When they had 2 strikes on them, they did a good job of fouling off pitches to keep at-bats alive. And that was the case there. 2-2 now is the count here on Beckham. That pitch inside, 3-2 now is the count. ICC fans wanting to ring her up that time. That one's in the other batter's box. 3-2 now is the count here on Beckham. So Beckham did this last time. She fell behind in the count, 1-2, was able to battle back and draw a walk, trying to do the same here. This pitch fouled out of play, and so we'll stay at 3-2. Actually, it caught the top of the dugout and came back into play. So 3-2 is the count here to Beckham, the leadoff batter here in the top of the fourth. ICC with a 2-0 lead. Olivia Burns in the circle. A check swing, foul ball, and we'll stay at 3-2. So 3-2 is the count here. Defense pretty much straight away here on Beckham, the shortstop. 3-2 pitch coming, and it's fouled back, and we'll stay at 3-2 yet again. 3 balls, 2 strikes, no outs. Top of the fourth, ICC with a 2-0 lead here. A clash of the top 15 teams in the nation. Number 8, East Central. Number 11, ICC. ICC picked up a 6-3 win in the first game of the day. And once again, Beckham doing a great job at the plate, battling, and eventually winning that battle to earn her second walk of the contest. So a leadoff walk here issued to Beckham, and now up will be Oberman, the DP, who grounded out to the shortstop to end the first.
Now batting the designated player, number 21, Cassie Oatman.
So Oatman, the DP here, with a runner on first and no outs. This pitch lifted. Center fielder Corey Childs going to have to hurry. No, excuse me, that was the second baseman, Madison Carnes, who floated back to make the play. Good job of communicating that time. As I saw Childs kind of got a late jump on the ball and came charging in, but Madison Carnes did a good job of hustling back and calling her off at the last minute to be able to make the play for the first out of the inning. Runner could not advance, obviously, with the shallow ball, and now up is going to be the second baseman, Scott. Scott grounded out to short in her first at bat. That changeup hangs up for a ball. So 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out, and a runner on first. That pitch paints the inside corner. 4 strike 1, 1-1 now is the count. So 1 ball, 1 strike. This pitch fouled off. And 1-2 now is the count. That pitch high. Good job by Sam Conley. Climb the ladder and get that one and keep the runner at first. Two pitch coming. Strike three. Yes, no, maybe. Yep. A little delay on the call. The batter and myself were confused. And that's going to be the second Renaissance Bank strikeout of the game for Olivia Burns. And the second out, and here comes trouble. And Gartman, the first baseman. Change up and Gartman. Woo, you were just flirting with disaster when you toss that type of pitch to Gartman. As she took a look at that first one and crossed for a strike on the changeup. That pitch high, and she went through. She tried to check her swing, but what she did was she continued that back shoulder to follow through that time. And quickly behind in the count now, 0-2 is on Gartman. Pitch coming, ground ball. Springfield gets it at third, throw across the way in time for the putout. And the Indians get out of the inning with no damage done. Score that one 5-3 for the second time to retire Gartman in the contest. No runs, no hits, no errors. One left on base. We're going to move to the bottom of the fourth inning. ICC leading 2-0 here over East Central, trying to pick up some insurance runs here in the bottom of the fourth. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
Gotta be hoops and wings.
Nah, subs.
Wings all day.
How about a sub?
Dude, wings.
Nah.
Really?
Gotta have ice cold Coke.
I'll drink to that. Now that's how it's done.
Quarter-pound junior double cheeseburger with crispy golden tots for just $2.99.
Makes me kind of want to do a double take.
Double the beef.
Double the cheese.
Double the smiles.
Oh, yeah.
For a limited time, get a quarter-pound junior double cheeseburger and tots for just $2.99. This is how you Sonic.
At Food Giant, serving you is our #1 priority. We offer the freshest produce, highest quality meats, tasty baked goods, and the best meats and cheeses in our deli department. At Food Giant, you'll always find a staff member eager to help you find exactly what you need. Freshness, variety, value. Shop Food Giant today with several locations in North Mississippi.
And welcome back now as we head to the bottom of the fourth inning. Going to be Bailey Springfield, Olivia Burns, and Madison Carnes due up here for ICC. The 7, 8, 9 batters. Bailey grounded out to third, the position she's playing here to end the first. Takes a look at that first pitch, high for a ball. Let's give credit where credit's due. Russo has done a good job. She threw a lot of pitches in that first inning. She looked like she started getting fatigued, but she's been able to bully her way back and keep the Indians scoreless after giving up 2 in the first. This pitch popped up. Left fielder is going to drift back, now going to come running up and makes the play for out number 1. She's a little confused on the ball that time as it kind of got a bigger jump on the ball.
Next up, the pitcher.
And so now this is going to be Olivia Burns coming to the plate. That pitch across for a strike. Burns working with a 2-0 lead. Would like to see the Indians pick up some insurance runs here. And there's a good start. Olivia helping her own cause there with a base hit to left. First of the day, or first of the game, 2, I should say, for Burns. And now up is going to be Madison Carnes. Carnes in her first at bat struck out, was thrown out 2-3. So the Indians trying to spark a rally here in the bottom of the fourth. Carnes shows bunt, pulls back, and Burns just jogs back to first. Ball 1. Well, a reminder that softball tomorrow has been postponed as they were scheduled to travel to Bevel State. And that game will be made up later this season. Carnes steps back, takes that for a ball, nearly takes it off the shin that time. 2-0 now is the count on Carnes. So Madison digs in, swings on this one, slow roller to second, and it will move the runner up with 2 outs now in the inning. Go back to the top of the lineup, and this is going to be Corey Childs coming to the plate.
Now batting, the leadoff hitter, number 7.
So we go to the top of the lineup. Childs hit a slow roller that just rotated too many times. Back to the pitcher. She was able to make the throw over to first in time to retire Childs. Corey takes a look at that pitch for a strike. You see the defense pretty much playing her straight away. Third baseman in the corners are in a little bit. That first pitch across for a strike on Childs. So waiting the pitch here. Childs, and another nice play inside the circle by Russo. Back-to-back times that Childs has been retired on a ground ball back to the pitcher, and she ends the inning there. So the Indians get no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. We'll take a break and come back with the top of the 7th, or excuse me, top of the 5th, right here in Game 2. ICC leads it 2-0.
Ever since you got that license, you haven't stopped moving forward. Now that you're older and on the move, you need a safer place to keep your money. We get it. A student checking account frees you up with things like mobile check deposit to take care of that check from grandma without having to stop at a bank. Pay with your phone when you're out with friends. And stop worrying about ATM fees. We'll pay you back for those. Worry about your future, not your money. And know that we'll stick with you wherever you go. Renaissance Bank, understanding you. Member FDIC.
The new extra most bestest pizza from Little Caesars is topped with the most cheese and the most pepperoni for the nation's best price. And now for a secret message.
Surrender to the toppings.
Incredible! Extra most bestest, the most cheese and most pepperoni for just $6.
Pizza.
And welcome back now as we move to the top of the 5th inning. ICC leading East Central here 2-0 in what has turned out to be a pitcher's duel over the last 3 innings. ICC was able to get 2 runs in the bottom of the first. That was after a 2-run single by Mackenzie Piper after a pair of walks were issued to Corey Childs and Meg Sullivan. So East Central trying to find a way to see if they can rally and get some of those runs back here in the top of the 5th. ICC, though, nursing this 2-0 lead.
Warriors, number 24, the pitcher, Tegan Rimmel.
And so this will be Tegan Rimmel, Johnson, and Parks. 7, 8, 9 batters due up here for the Warriors in the top of the 5th. Swing on the first pitch she sees, pops up. First baseman goes over and makes the play in foul territory for out number 1. Nicely done over there by Shelby Newsom. Got out there in a hurry. Pretty long run for Newsom over there at first to be able to get that out. So now up is going to be the right fielder Johnson, who singled, advanced on a sacrifice bunt, but was left stranded in scoring position back in the 3rd. So Johnson will look at a changeup across for a strike. Boy, Olivia has had that changeup working nicely today. She hasn't went to it often, but when she does, she's been able to throw it for strikes. And when you can throw a changeup for strikes, you can really keep batters on their toes. Fastball outside for a ball. 1-1 now is the count. So the sun continuing to set here in Fulton. We'll go wide more often once the sun kind of gets settled out there in right field. You'll see a lot of majestic colors out there over the 10-ton waterway, a lot of purples and oranges. One of the benefits of really being in this press box up here is there's a hard hit off the glove of a leaping Newsom, and the ball is going to settle for a single. And that's going to be the second hit of the day for Johnson, and actually the second hit of the day for the Warriors. Great effort that time by Shelby over at first, just could not quite get enough hops to get up and catch that one and rob her of a base hit. Credit, though, out there in right field, that was Mackenzie Piper, who hustled after the ball hit the glove and rolled out in foul territory to keep the runner over at first. So this will be Parks coming to the plate here. She laid down a sacrifice bunt in her previous at-bat. And takes that first pitch across for a strike. No signal of laying down the bunt there out of the slap hitter. Left side of the infield is in, at least there on the corner they are. Shortstop a step or two in, then comes in a little bit more. See Sternisha there in the top of your screen. Ground ball that gets to Sternisha. Goes to first in time to get the put out. Great smart decision that time by Rachel Sternisha. Did not have a play at second, didn't even think about it actually. Got the force over at first for the second out of the inning. Runner does advance into scoring position. And now Shelby Walters comes to the plate here for East Central with 2 outs and a runner on second. She is popped up to the third baseman, flew out to center field in her previous at-bats. Swings to the first pitch she sees, deep to right field. Piper goes back and makes the leaping catch. Mackenzie Piper with an outstanding catch to rob her of an extra base hit and keep a run off the board. And a big-time play there for the Indians. Good job there by Piper out in right field. That will end the inning. No runs on no hits, or excuse me, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base for East Central. We're going to take a break and come back with the bottom of the 5th inning. ICC looking for some insurance runs. They lead it 2-1. Back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
Quarter-pound junior double cheeseburger with crispy golden tots for just $2.99.
Makes me kind of want to do a double take.
Double the beef.
Double the cheese.
Double the smiles.
Oh, yeah.
For a limited time, get a quarter-pound junior double cheeseburger and tots for just $2.99. This is how you Sonic.
Gotta be hoops and wings.
Nah, subs.
Wings all day.
How about a sub?
Dude, wings.
Nah.
Really?
Gotta have ice-cold Coke.
I'll drink to that. Now that's how it's done.
Need money now? Get a Choice Pawn loan on things you already own, like guns, boats, campers, trailers, recreational vehicles, and just about everything else. Get a loan from Choice Pawn in Fulton and Tupelo. Get cash today. ChoicePawn.com.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This will be Meg Sullivan, Samantha Conley, and Mackenzie Piper due up here in the bottom of the 5th inning. It's ICC 2-0 here in Game 2. If you're just now joining us, ICC was able to pick up a 6-3 win in the first game of the day. Corey Childs was our Sonic star of the game for that first game of the afternoon. ICC number 11 in the country, East Central number 8. This is the MACJC conference doubleheader. ICC trying to get the sweep here at home. That Sullivan showed bunt for a second, just to, I guess, to see how the defense would react. This is somebody that's due. Meg is due for a big hit. Wind is kind of calm, maybe blowing a little bit from left to right. Sullivan's looks at that pitch inside. 1-1 now is the count. Sun continuing to set here in Fulton. Temperatures dropping a little bit, getting a little chilly out there. One is the count here to Sullivan. Meg rips one and it gets through. Big time hit there for Meg to start the inning. That's what I said, folks. She was due for a hit. And she came through and made me look like I knew what I was talking about. So a leadoff single there for Meg Sullivan to start the inning. And now up is going to be Sam Conley. She's 1 for 1, advanced on an error after a single. Swings on that one, line drive, and the throw over to second. Or excuse me, throw over to first is not in time. So a nice play at short to rob Conley of a base hit. The leaping catch, as you saw there in the top of your screen. As that was Beckham making the play. And now up is going to be Mackenzie Piper. Piper 2 for 2 with a 2-run single. She's added another single and stole a base, but was left stranded. Back in the third, she was also stranded in the first, both times in scoring position. So Sullivan going to have to tie her shoe over at first base. Well, she's got that situated now. So Piper will get set for this pitch here from Russo. Credit Russo now. She has done an outstanding job. After giving up those 2 walks that resulted in runs in the first, she has kept these Indians bats pretty much quiet in key situations. Stolen base. Sullivan beats the throw that was more towards third than second that time. So a stolen base for Sullivan puts her in scoring position. So Piper will dig in here. 0-1 is the count to Mackenzie. Swings on this one and just foul. So 0-2 now is the count here to Piper. So Piper, with 1 out in the inning, has a 0-2 count. We're in the bottom of the 5th. ICC trying to pick up some insurance runs here. They're leading 2-0. Piper pops one and it gets past the second baseman. They're going to ask Sullivan to score from second, and she does. Take a look back at this one on the Little Caesars replay. Good hit there.
The batter, designated hitter, number 30.
As the throw was there. And that was a gamble that time by Coach Kirk, and it paid off. That was a hit for Piper and her 3rd RBI of the game. As Haley Reed now will come in to run in place of Piper. Boy, you talk about a clutch hit there from Piper. Her 3rd hit of the game. And it makes it 3-0 ICC. And now up is going to be Macy Cox, the DP. Macy swings on the first pitch. She sees, and it gets through. They're going to hold up hold up Reed at 3rd. Good call that time by Coach Kirk. To keep Reed, as that was a quick relay in. First hit of the day there for Macy Cox. It was a big-time hit there. And now we're going to have a meeting in the circle here, and looks like that's going to do it, maybe for Russo, as now the Indians got something going here in the bottom of the 5th inning. We're going to have a choice pawn pitching change, so we're going to take a break and hear a word from our sponsors and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com. ICC leads it 3-0. Bottom of the 5th with 1 out. This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being presented by the ICC Alumni Association, the Bank of Okolona, the ICC BSU, Choice Pond with locations in Tupelo and Fulton, Buddy Long and the Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, Food Giant, the ICC Foundation, your Etowah County Farm Bureau agent Joey Cox, Little Caesars, Renaissance Bank, Sonic, and the ICC Wesley Foundation.
You could say it's about the clubs. You could say it's about the ball. You could even say it's about the course or the weather. But what it really comes down to is consistency and hard work. Over and over and over again. At Renaissance, we understand consistency. We understand hard work. Most importantly, we understand you. Renaissance Bank. Understanding you.
Need money now? Get a Choice Pawn loan on things you already own, like guns, boats, campers, trailers, recreational vehicles, and just about everything else. Get a loan from Choice Pawn in Fulton and Tupelo. Get cash today. ChoicePawn.com.
And welcome back, as we do have a Choice Pawn pitching change here. This is going to be Anna Norris into pitch. She's going to take her warm-up tosses here. ICC with runners on the corners. As Macy Cox singled, she's going to be replaced on the bases by Rachel Sternisha. Probably just be substituted in and then substituted out for the DP there. So the Indians trying to pick up some more of those insurance runs here. Let's hear a few words from our sponsors and come back with the bottom of the fifth. ICC leading 3-0.
Gotta be hoops and wings.
Nah, subs.
Wings all day.
How about a sub?
Dude, wings.
Nah.
Really?
Gotta have ice cold Coke.
I'll drink to that. Now that's how it's done.
Quarter-pound junior double cheeseburger with crispy golden tots for just $2.99.
Makes me kind of want to do a double take.
Double the beef.
Double the cheese.
Double the smiles.
Oh, yeah.
For a limited time, get a quarter-pound junior double cheeseburger and tots for just $2.99. This is how you Sonic.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as this is going to be Shelby Newsome to welcome Norris to the contest. The pitch is high, gets away, and the slow go, and got her. No, she did not. Look at that on the replay here, folks. Never tagged her. Oh, my goodness. She tagged her, but she tagged her late. Tagged her at her knees. Her body was halfway there. That's the second time that umpire has made a horrible call on a tag out, and both times have cost the Indians. You saw it right there on the Little Caesars replay. A missed call by the home plate umpire cost the Indians a run. I might have said that a little extra loud to make sure the umpire heard me. Sternisha does advance to third as Newsome takes a look at that one. So 2-1 on the putout of Boots. So that pitch outside for a ball. 3-0 is the count here on Newsome. Tough break there for the Indians, as that would have been the fourth run on the board as that pitch misses, and now Newsome will get the free pass. Second time she's been walked today, and now up is going to be Bailey Springfield. We talked about Meg Sullivan being due earlier. Bailey's another one of those players that's due here for the Indians.
Bailey Springfield.
So Springfield will dig in here. We're going to have another runner come in for the Indians. We'll see who's going to come in to run in place of Newsome here. And this is going to be Kelsey Yates coming in to run, as we wait for her to appear from the dugout. There she is. And so Kelsey Yates will come in to run in this situation. You've got Rachel Sternisha over at third. Yates is at first now, and this is going to be
number 25.
Bailey Springfield at the plate. There's 2 outs in the inning. And now Bailey Springfield will dig in, trying to spark a 2-out rally for the Indians. Takes a look at that first pitch. Yates tried to deke the throw, but didn't get it. And will get the delayed stolen base as she just trotted down to second in scoring position here. At first pitch missing for a ball. That pitch across for a strike evens up the count now at 1-1. Well, Bailey Springfield, as we said, much like Meg Sullivan earlier this inning, due for a big-time base hit here. Indians did pick up an insurance run. Would like to get 2 more. Springfield looks at that pitch. Inside for a ball. 2-1 now is the count. When we talk about those insurance runs, as we said, we talk about your Farm Bureau insurance agent, Joey Cox. For all your insurance needs, give Joey a call or stop by and see him there on South Adams Street in Fulton. Springfield pops this one up. Catcher's going to get back, but it's going to get out of play. And so Springfield will live to see another day. And so 2-1 now is the count with 2 outs. Runners on second and third. Yates at second. Sternisha at third. That pitch low. Nice job that time by the catcher, Rimmel, to block that one up. 3-2 now goes the count. As Springfield work to reach it and to go to the pitcher, Burns, due up on deck for the Indians. Awaiting the 3-2 pitch here. And there's ball 4. Back-to-back walks now. Issued by number 8, the new pitcher. That's Norris. And boy, Olivia could really help her own cause here with a base hit. Bases full of Indians. With 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. There's 2 outs. Should only be 1. So Burns at the plate. She had a single but was left stranded. She's also grounded out 5-3. Burns looks at that first pitch inside for a ball. So 1-0 is the count. Lights are on here in Fulton. That pitch low again in the dirt. Blocked up nicely by Rimmel. So the Indians trying to pick up another insurance run here in the bottom of the 5th. 2 outs, bases loaded. That pitch, borderline pitch, called a ball. 3-0 now is the count. So 3-0, 2 outs. Figure the red light is on here. And that pitch clips the corner of the paint for a strike. Pretty much if you get a 3-0 pitch, if you throw it close, they're going to call it a strike. 3-1 now is the count here to Burns. And there's a walk. And that will score a run there, and ICC picks up another insurance run. They now lead 4-0, and that's a big one there. So ICC now takes a 4-0 lead. Burns gets the RBI after drawing the walk. And we're going to have a new hitter here. This is going to be Hannah Williams. So Hannah Williams will dig in here for the Indians with 2 outs and bases still loaded. ICC has picked up a pair of insurance runs. Those insurance runs being brought to you by your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox. Williams takes that first pitch across for a strike. Williams batting in place of Madison Corns here. So 0-1 is the count. 2 outs. Bases loaded for ICC. That pitch missing for a ball. Once again, nice job that time by Rimmel just to lean out and keep that one in front of her. You've got Yates at third, who does have pretty good speed. Springfield is at second, and Burns at first. Ground ball, shortstop gets it, throws over to second, is in time for the putout. But the Indians able to pick up 2 more runs. They take a 4-0 lead here. Should be 5-0. But 4-0 is the lead. We've played 5. We'll take a break and come back with the top of the 6th inning right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
Ever since you got that license, you haven't stopped moving forward. Now that you're older and on the move, you need a safer place to keep your money. We get it. A student checking account frees you up with things like mobile check deposit to take care of that check from grandma without having to stop at a bank. Pay with your phone when you're out with friends. And stop worrying about ATM fees. We'll pay you back for those. Worry about your future, not your money. And know that we'll stick with you wherever you go. Renaissance Bank, understanding you. Member FDIC.
Need money now? Get a Choice Pawn loan on things you already own, like guns, boats, campers, trailers, recreational vehicles, and just about everything else. Get a loan from Choice Pawn in Fulton and Tupelo. Get cash today. ChoicePawn.com.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We do have some Choice Pawn position changes. It's going to start with the pitcher. New pitcher in the game is going to be Macy Cox. Cox will enter to pitch here in the top of the 6th inning. She'll replace Burns. Also moving out in right field is going to be Haley Reed, also known as Boots. So Boots will be out in right field here in the top of the 6th. ICC was able to get 2 runs in the bottom of the 5th inning to take a 4-0 lead here. Some big-time insurance runs for the Indians as they now lead at 4-0 here in Game 2 over East Central. It's top 15 clash in the NJCAA. MAC-JC doubleheader as well. So Macy Cox will start things off here, and she'll be welcomed by the third baseman, McMahon. And Madeline and Macy and the catchers and ICC was all ready to go. They look back and no home plate umpire as he was getting the changes over to East Central. And so ICC with a 4-0 lead here. Macy Cox entering in relief. First pitch up for a ball. So ball 1. Macy out of Troy, Tennessee. Gets this pop-up. Going to have to hurry. Can't get to it. Speedy McMahon's going to leg that one out for an infield single. Only the 3rd hit of the day here for East Central. Now, this is what we saw East Central do in Game 1. They were able to string together some hits and put together some runs late to make things interesting. So these insurance runs for the Indians could prove to be big here as we move down the stretch. So a runner on first with no outs, and now up is going to be the shortstop, Beckham. She's walked twice this afternoon. Shows the bunt, fouls it back for strike 1. Beckham's done a good job today. She's fell behind in the count both times, once 1-2. The other time 0-2, was able to battle back and earn a walk after fouling off about 3 or 4 pitches in each at bat. That's something East Central's been extremely good at today. Has been able to keep some at-bats alive. That pitch missing just low. 1-1 now is the count here to Beckham. 1 ball, 1 strike, no outs, and a runner at first. And there's a shot down the right field line, but it's foul. And 1-2 goes the count. McMahon was shot out of a cannon as she was halfway to third by the time she was able to find the brakes and slow down. So 1-2 now is the count here. Little slow roller. Going to get one at second. Good job getting the lead runner that time. And get the Speedy McMahon off the bases. So they get the lead runner there. And that's going to be Beckham, the shortstop, over to first. So 1 out now, and this is going to be Oatman, the DP, coming to the plate. So 1 out now. We're in the top of the 6th inning, ICC with a 4-0 lead. And there's a rip. Meg Sullivan makes the leaping catch. Meg kind of played it cool that time. Stayed in her spot, and I think that ball got on her a little bit quicker than she was anticipating. Made a little jumping catch out there in left field for out number 2. And now up is going to be the second baseman, Eva Scott. She's 0 for 2 on the day with a strikeout. So 2 outs and a runner on first. Macy Cox inside the circle here. Gets a pop-up. And it's going to be Haley Reed coming over and making the play. Boots coming in and making the grab for out number 3 And so no runs on one hit, no errors, and one left on base. As we move to the bottom of the 6th inning, ICC wanting to pick up a few more insurance runs here in the bottom half of the inning. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com. This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being presented by the ICC Alumni Association, the Bank of Okolona, the ICC BSU, Choice Pond with locations in Tupelo and Fulton, Buddy Long and the Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, Food Giant, the ICC Foundation, your Etowah County Farm Bureau agent Joey Cox, Little Caesars, Renaissance Bank, Sonic, and the ICC Wesley Foundation.
Quarter-pound junior double cheeseburger with crispy golden tots for just $2.99.
Makes me kind of want to do a double take.
Double the beef.
Double the cheese.
Double the smiles.
Oh, yeah.
For a limited time, get a quarter-pound junior double cheeseburger and tots for just $2.99. This is how you Sonic.
Need money now? Get a Choice Pawn loan on things you already own, like guns, boats, campers, trailers, recreational vehicles, and just about everything else. Get a loan from Choice Pawn in Fulton and Tupelo. Get cash today. ChoicePawn.com.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we set to play here in the bottom of the 6th inning. ICC with a 4-0 lead here over East Central in Game 2. The Indians picked up a 6-3 win in the first game of the day, trying to complete the sweep this evening in Fulton here in this top 15 clash between ICC and East Central. And more importantly, a big-time division game as well. Bunt laid down. It's going to be a bang-bang play. She's safe. Corey Childs, quicker than Walt Flanagan's dog, was able to run that one out and get the infield hit to start the game. Or excuse me, start the inning.
Yeah.
Nicely done by Corey.
Yeah.
Her first hit of the game.
Leadoff single by Corey Childs, now batting for the Indians. Number 15.
And this is going to be Meg Sullivan, who's due up. She had a single to start the last inning. Back in the 5th, she stole the base and scored a run. So runner at first. That's Corey Childs. Shows that she was going, but did not. Boy, if we can get an insurance run here with Corey on base, it could be huge for the Indians. 4-0. That pitch across for a strike. And a stolen base there for Corey Childs. So Corey with her 4th stolen base of the day, I believe. Let me go back and check her Game 1 stats. Yes, she's had 4 stolen bases on the afternoon. Now moving into scoring position there. Sullivan, that pitch in the dirt for a ball. I believe the count may be 3-1 here. We'll see what the umpire says, if he says anything. 2-1. 2-1 now is the count. Sullivan grounds one to the shortstop. Throw across the way is in time. Nicely done over there at short by Beckham. That ball kind of hopped up on her a little bit, was able to find the ball in a hurry, get it out, and throw out Sullivan over at first.
You better. The catcher, number 11.
This is going to be Sam Conley coming to the plate. Sam is 1 for 2 on the afternoon. She singled, advanced on an error. She does have a sacrifice bunt to her credit as well. Conley takes a look at that pitch across for a strike. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. Game 2, ICC with a 4-2 lead. Would love to get that extra insurance run across the board here with Corey Childs at second. Conley takes a look at that one. It's across for a strike. So 0-2 now is the count here on Conley with 1 out. And a runner on second here in the bottom of the 6th for the Indians. Conley fouls that one off and will stay at 0-2. So Sam trying to find a base hit. If you can get something down to the outfield, Corey Childs got enough speed for me and her both to score. Conley waits on it, line drive, however, and Childs gets back in enough time. Great attempt at a double play that time, and now up is going to be Mackenzie Piper. 2 outs, runner at second.
Right fielder, number 18, Mackenzie Piper.
And so Piper will check back into the contest in place of Haley Reed, who has been playing in right field. So Piper will come back in this batting situation. Pretty much you can sub whenever you want to in a game of softball. So Piper swings on this one. Deep fly ball to left field, back to the fence, and no, just to the wall. Thought that one had a chance there. So did everybody else in the ballpark. Instead, it just turned into an exciting fly out up against the fence in left field for out number 3. So the Indians get 1 hit, or excuse me, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base. Boy, that courtesy run could have been big there for the Indians, and let me explain why I say that, because in the game of baseball and softball, you get the bases loaded, 1 swing of the bat, you can have a tie ball game. But at least when you've got 5 runs on the board, you have to force them to do something else or another hit to get a 5-run inning. So we'll see if the Indians can get a 3-up, 3-down inning here and put this one away to get the sweep of East Central this evening. 4-0 ICC with the lead. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
I love these soft pretzel twists.
They're so soft and salty, I like to sample them. That was a tongue twister!
Here's another one. Peter Piper picked a pack of perfect pretzels.
Hold up. Your last name is Piper?
Try a new warm and buttery soft pretzel twist with the Sonic Fruit Fizz. This is how you Sonic. The new extra most bestest pizza from Little Caesars is topped with the most cheese and the most pepperoni for the nation's best price. And now for a secret message.
Surrender to the toppings.
Incredible! Extra most bestest, the most cheese and most pepperoni for just $6.
Pizza.
And welcome back. We have a choice pawn position change as Mackenzie Piper heads back out to right field here for the Indians.
Checking back into the game in right field, number 18, Mackenzie Piper.
As it'll be Gartman, Rimmel, and Johnson due up here. Well, Gartman got him started in the top of the 7th last game with a solo home run. She's going to have the opportunity to do the same here. Johnson in that 3rd spot are in the hole right now. She's 2 for 2 on the day. That pitch outside for a ball.
Leading off the inning for the Lady Warriors, number 25, Allie Gartman.
So ball 1 as we're in the top of the 7th, game 2 ICC with a 4-0 lead here over East Central. They won game 1 by the final score of 6-3, trying to hang on tight here for the win in game 2. First pitch missing for a ball. Swung on and missed that time on the rise ball. 1-1 now is the count. Well, as I said, when you toss one up top or upstairs to Gartman, you're flirting with disaster. We saw that in the first game. That pitch falls off the table just a bit too soon. 2-1 now is the count here to Gartman. Rimmel, the catcher, is on deck. Gartman 0 for 2 with a pair of groundouts to third so far here in game 2. 2-1 pitch coming. Gartman pops this one up. Foul territory. Springfield going over. And just can't make the play. Reached over the top of the fence. And the ball came down and popped out of her glove after it bounced off the fence in foul territory. Boy, that would have been a big out there if they could have got Gartman on that out. But instead, Gartman has life. 2-2 now is the count here on Gartman. No outs as she's leading off the inning here in the top of the 7th. That pitch missing low in the dirt. 3-2 now is the count. So 3-2 pitch coming here from Macy Cox. She entered to start the sixth. This pitch popped up, back and out of play, and we'll stay at 3-2. That pitch popped straight back over the ICC Foundation broadcast booth. And when we talk about the foundation, we want to invite you to visit iccms.edu to learn how you can help out with scholarships and much, much more through donations through the ICC Foundation. Mr. Jim Ingram doing a great job there over the ICC Foundation. Visit iccms.edu, or you can go to the bottom of the homepage of letsgoicc.com. Ground ball, Stranisha gets to it, throws across the way in time for the putout. Good job that time by Rachel Stranisha. Wanted to make sure she had the ball before trying to rush the throw. Knew she had a little bit of extra time. And out number one now of Gartman. Score that one 6-3. So now up is going to be Rimmel, the catcher. She is 0 for 2. She popped up in foul territory to the first baseman, also grounded out back to the pitcher. As that pitch looked good, but a little low apparently. Ball one. So 1-0 is the count with one out. That pitch paints the corner. 1-1 now goes the count here on Rimmel. Maybe a little bit of a makeup call after that first pitch as it looked up a little bit. 1-1 now is the count with one out. Nobody on here. Top of the seventh. This pitch fouled off, and we go to 1-2. Johnson on deck. She's been a tough out today for the Indians as she is 2 for 2 with a pair of singles. She's been left stranded in scoring position twice here in game two. So waiting the 1-2 pitch. Oh, just could not get that one called a strike. If you want to ring up somebody, that's one to ring them up on there. 2-2, however, is the count here to Rimmel. So the 2-2 pitch coming. Liner straight to the third baseman for out number 2. Springfield just had to put her glove up and gets the putout. So now the Indians 1 out away from getting the sweep here over the number 8 team in the country, East Central.
Right fielder, number 12.
And this is going to be Johnson coming to the plate, the right fielder. And as we said, she has been a tough out this afternoon, or here in game two at least, for the Indians. She's 2 for 2. Takes a look at that first pitch, inside for a ball. So 1-0 is the count. 2 outs, nobody on here for East Central. That pitch across for a strike, keeping the count now at 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, nobody on here. Top of the seventh. ICC with a 4-0 lead. Foul ball will go 1-2. So Cox will dig in here with a 1-2 count. 2 outs and nobody on. East Central trying to spark a 2-out rally here to extend this ball game. They're going to have to score 4 runs with 2 outs. Not impossible with these East Central bats. And there's a free pass. Well, that's what you got to do. You got to get runners on the bases, and she took one off the backside. Hit by a pitch, and now this will bring Parks to the plate. This is Marley Parks.
Now batting the center fielder, number 10, Marley Parks.
And so now with a runner on first and 2 outs, East Central trying to spark the rally here. Can the Indians find that final out to secure the sweep of East Central this evening in Fulton? Pitch right down Broadway for a strike. Left side of the infield and a little bit for the Indians. Right side pretty normal. Outfield, they're playing her to go left in center field. This pitch fouled straight back to your living room. The count now goes 0-2. Runner at first. That's Rimmel, who was hit by a pitch. 0-2 is the count with 2 outs. And a runner on first here. That pitch in the dirt, blocked up beautifully that time by Samantha Conley. Good job by Conley to get out and get in front of that one and keep the runner at first. So Parks with a 1-2 count. 2 outs and a runner at first. This one popped up, and that's going to do it. The Indians get the sweep with a 4-0 win here in Game 2 over East Central. As Madison Carnes gets the final out of the ball game, and ICC gets the sweep. And a big-time win there for the Indians here in Game 2. We're going to take a break and come back with the Renaissance Bank postgame report right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com. This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being presented by the ICC Alumni Association, the Bank of Okolona, the ICC BSU, Choice Pond with locations in Tupelo and Fulton, Buddy Long and the Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, Food Giant, the ICC Foundation, your Etowah County Farm Bureau agent Joey Cox, Little Caesars, Renaissance Bank, Sonic, and the ICC Wesley Foundation.
Ever since you got that license, you haven't stopped moving forward. Now that you're older and on the move, you need a safer place to keep your money. We get it. A student checking account frees you up with things like mobile check deposit to take care of that check from grandma without having to stop at a bank. Pay with your phone when you're out with friends. And stop worrying about ATM fees. We'll pay you back for those. Worry about your future, not your money. And know that we'll stick with you wherever you go. Renaissance Bank, understanding you. Member FDIC.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we start the Renaissance Bank postgame report. ICC picks up a 4-0 win here in Game 2 over East Central that earned the sweep of the number 8 team in the country after winning Game 1 by the final score of 6-3. Let's take a look at tonight's Sonic stats here for ICC. It was the final line for the Indians. 4 runs on 8 hits and no errors. For East Central, it was no runs, 3 hits, 1 error. Let's take a look at tonight's batting stats for East Central. Walters went 0 for 3. McMahon went 1 for 3 with a strikeout. Beckham was 0 for 1. She reached on a fielder's choice, reached twice on walks, was left stranded in first on all 3 times she was on the base. Oldman 0 for 3. Scott was 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Gartman 0 for 3. You had Rimmel 0 for 3. Johnson was 2 for 2. She was hit by a pitch. She was left stranded on all 3 attempts twice in scoring position. Parks was 0 for 2. She had a sacrifice bunt there in the first game as well. For the Indians, it was Corey Childs. She was 1 of 3 with a walk. She had 2 steals and stole a base, and 2 steals and scored a run. Was left stranded on second. Meg Sullivan was 1 for 3 with a stolen base and 2 runs scored. She also walked along with Corey in the first inning. For Samantha Conley, she was 1 of 3. She had a single, advanced on an error, and also had a sacrifice bunt. Mackenzie Piper is our Sonic star of the game. She went 3 for 4. She had 3 RBIs, a stolen base for the Indians, and she had those 3 RBIs you look back on were very big there. She's pushed in 3 of the 4 runs for ICC. Macy Cox finished the game 1 of 3. Our courtesy runner, number 5 for the Indians, that was Rachel Cernisha, came around and scored a run. Shelby Newsom was 0 for 1 with a pair of walks. Her courtesy runner, number 25, Kelsey Yates, stole a base. Bailey Springfield, she finished the game 0 for 2 with a walk. Burns went 1 for 2 with a walk and an RBI. And then Madison Carnes was 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Hannah Williams finished the game 0 for 1. She reached on a fielder's choice, but was left stranded. Or actually, she did not reach on a fielder's choice. She just grounded into a fielder's choice to end the 5th. For Burns, she improves to 8-2 on the year. And for Macy Cox, she picks up, I believe, her 2nd save of the season. Let me go back and double check that. Macy, yes, picks up her second save in the win as well. So that's going to do it here for tonight's broadcast. We do want to remind you that ICC's games at Bevel State tomorrow have been canceled, or at least postponed to a later date. So those games will not be played Saturday. You'll want to visit letsgoicc.com or follow us on Twitter at letsgoicc to see when those games will be made up. Now, their next game will be Monday. It'll be right back here on the Red Channel as they host the number 2 team in the country, Des Moines, Iowa. That'll be a 3 o'clock start here from Fulton. Now, that is weather pending. I think there is a chance of rain late in the game, or late in the day there, so could be throwing a little wrinkle into the plans there for the Indians. So for Lee Adams, Raphael Henry, I'm Adam Gore. We'll see you next time, folks, here on letsgoicctv.com.
When I think of potential, I think of a matchstick. When a matchstick reaches its potential, it releases a flame that ignites everything around it. 2018 brings new potential for you and your life at Itawamba Community College, where you are each empowered to do great things. You can be better, accomplish more, and live a life that is above the bar. Your potential is here.